Good morning, soccer fans, and welcome to the campus of the College of Staten Island for CSI Soccer doubleheader. First game of the day will be women's soccer versus Roberts Wesleyan University. My name is Aaron Cohen. I am joined on the broadcast by who usually is behind the scenes working our tech, Tyler Clark. How you doing today, Tyler?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for today's women's soccer game today here at Dolphins Park.
Absolutely. It should be an exciting conference matchup. CSI looking to hand Roberts Wesleyan their first conference loss of the season. Roberts Wesleyan, a team having a very successful season. CSI, working through some of their own struggles. Haven't won a game in over a month, winless in their last 5, but that does not necessarily reflect the performances. They have put in some solid shifts, especially here at home, and they know the importance of a conference matchup when they see one. Tyler, what are you expecting in terms of intensity and competition this morning?
Well, I'm definitely expecting a lot of intensity considering this is a conference matchup. And I'll be here for both games today, so I definitely want to see some great action from both teams. Hopefully a win, too. That'd be great.
Yeah, a win would be great. I think they definitely need to be galvanized in that way. Talked a lot to Coach Mendolia before the game began, and one thing that he harped on was that despite the fact that he feels good about the way the team is playing, it can be difficult to build the confidence when you're not getting the results on your website, on the schedule, on the scoreboard. And so despite the fact that he really thinks his team is doing a good job, he believes in the idea that getting a draw or even a win against a solid team such as Roberts Wesleyan will be a big boost to the morale and the confidence, aside from the fact that any win is a positive, of course. CSI not really accustomed to playing teams that have been so successful this season. They've only faced one team with a winning record. That was Damon. That game was not particularly favorable. It was an away loss, 1-6. Was the first, the most goals that the Dolphins have conceded in a single game. Aside from that game, they've only conceded 7 goals in their other 7 games. They have 3 clean sheets. And then on the other side, they've only been shut out twice, and both of those games are 0-0 draws. So they know how to play up and down to their opponents. Tyler, for a team that plays up and down to their opponents, are you expecting strengths from the Dolphins, or considering how well Roberts Wesleyan has been playing this season, is it going to be more of a backs against the wall type situation?
I'm definitely expecting CSI to be really good today. I was here for the last couple games that they played, and they came right out the gate with shots on goals, scoring early, keeping their lead throughout the game, and they play aggressive defense the whole time. But considering I don't have much information on this Roberts Wesleyan team, I'm expecting a good matchup.
I think we definitely will get a good matchup. And Roberts Wesleyan, I mean, we can talk a lot about their strengths throughout the game, but one place where they really excel is their defense. Only conceded 6 goals so far this season. That's first in the conference. So in terms of getting the ball in the back of the net will be a challenge for this Dolphins team. We are counting down now. We're about to get to the start of the lineup announcements and of the national anthem. So we are going to conclude this McDonald's pregame, and we will be back in just a minute.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends, live sports and watch parties, to Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast. Everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials. Check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can. And then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves. Our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag, like facing backwards and look like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back. And my dad's like, we have a prodigy. So he put me into soccer, and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. I loved the team. They brought me in like I was one of their own. The professors help out so much. They actually care about developing me, not only so I just memorize the material and able to take a test, but am I able to apply the information. I don't feel nervous asking them, hey, I'm not going to be in class, can you send me something? And they're completely fine with it and they understand, which is the best part. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do. Be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I'm able to go out and become president of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee. SAC is consistent of like a ton of different backgrounds, and we'll come up with cool ideas for like fundraisings and having the opportunity to raise money for Make-A-Wish and knowing it's going towards a good cause. Not only motivates me, but it motivates the whole community. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
All right, folks, welcome back. We are just a few minutes from game time, potentially even less than a minute. But before we get started with the action, we will bring you the starting lineups. First, for Roberts Wesleyan, the Red Hawks, we will list down these starters in numerical order. So we have Nicolette Knopf, Kara Choate, Maya Levine, Cassidy Pierce, Courtney Felton, Cami Brescia, Emma Taylor, Lillian Dixon, Larissa Johnston, Ella White, and Gabrielle Ciambella. Now, for your College of Staten Island Dolphins, we will go through the starting lineup as the formation sits. It will be a 4-3-3, potentially with two more defensive-minded midfielders, but as we know, the midfield is always fluid. So, in goal, we have Sarah Valakers. We have, as our center back pairing, no surprise, we have Megan Marr and Emily Albano. Out at right back, we have Gabriela Castro. Left back, we have Ariel Uy. Defensive midfielder, we have Adriana Melgar. Other center midfielders will be Ina Kolka, as well as our attacking midfielder today, Colleen Rodriguez. On the wings, we have Isabella Radovini and Juliana Carrara. Up top will be Jackie D'Amico. So, we have the lineups set. Teams are aligned on the field. We can see Juliana Carrara on the near side here for the Dolphins, and we have kickoff. Emily Albano will go long. Roberts Wesleyan returns. Throw in for the Dolphins early on. Looks like Uy will actually be right back today. Gabrielle Castro will be left back, contrary to what I had said just a minute ago. Ball comes through. Nice touch around the corner. Shot from distance. What a save from Valakers. Ball has not gone out. Roberts Wesleyan looking to play. Cut out by Melgar. Early chance, Tyler.
Yeah, they're already getting a shot on goal. But CSI is here with the defense. And we know how they can put on pressure for teams.
That's right. CSI no stranger to sitting back and accepting long shots from the other team. They're very comfortable with that. Very confident Valakers. Valakers, I should say. Thrown on the far side. Headed out. It'll be another throw for the Red Hawks. Into the middle. Albano clears. D'Amico looking for the header. Doesn't get it. Red Hawks looking to come forward again. Cut out by Marr. Headed forwards. Can the Dolphins settle it? Not before Roberts Wesleyan shields out. Good defensive play there from Dixon. It'll be a throw-in on the near side. Brescia with the ball. Down the line. Good hold of play here from White, but she loses out. Coca looking forwards. Isn't able to find a teammate. Dolphins struggling to keep possession early on in this game. Far side. Roberts Wesleyan looking to connect. No good. Dixon in the midfield. Plays down the line, but that's going to run all the way out of bounds. So Roberts Wesleyan coming out with the energy early in this game, putting the Dolphins on their back foot at home. But as we mentioned, Dolphins very good at riding out the waves of attack that other teams throw their way. Goal kick goes short. Doesn't find a teammate. Velacris will be hoping for better next time. Dolphins win the throw-in. D'Amico gives to Kolkers, looking forwards now. Ball was aimed towards Radovini, I believe, but did not find its way through. Now it's a throw-in for the Dolphins on the far side. It'll be Castro. Into D'Amico. Bit of a scramble here. Coca comes away with it. Melger operates under pressure. Gives back to Albano. Melger pass out wide. Did not come off the foot cleanly. It's cleared away. Marr gets a foot on it. Only comes as far as Choate. Roberts Wesleyan, a team that looks to press high and attack quickly. So they're going to sit up on this defense of the Dolphins, and they're going to try and win the ball and go straight down their own throat. Roberts Wesleyan in possession here. Ushered out of bounds.
The ball has been moved around the field quite a lot so far. Seems like both teams have gotten their fair share of.
Oh, here we have a chance. Shot towards the goal, and it's wide. Kara Choate in a good position to finish there. Couldn't find the target. And we're already seeing problems here for the Dolphins' defense. I think we're going to get a replay here. Just some space in behind for, I believe, Courtney Felton. She was able to turn and find a teammate, but Choate just missed the mark. Threatening from Roberts Wesleyan early on. Choate, not one of Roberts Wesleyan's top contributors. Top goal scorer for the Redhawks would be Elena Weibel. She's got 4 on the season. That's tied for 5th in the conference. Actually tied with the Dolphins' top scorer, which is Isabella Radovini. Dolphins lose possession there. Redhawks thinking about countering, but unfortunately Ella White couldn't judge the bounce. Albano played a long ball. Couldn't connect on that, so it's a throw-in for Roberts Wesleyan. Flicked on, only as far as Kolka. D'Amico. Now back to Uy. Colleen Rodriguez working through the midfield. Gets a hard tackle. Lillian Dixon comes away with it.
Yeah, that was a tough hit there, Aaron.
Sometimes you get the body thrown at you, and you can't do anything about it, Tyler. Just got to get up and work on the next one. Here's D'Amico. Trying to get the ball wide to Juliana Carrara. She couldn't get on it. Good use of the body from Larissa Johnston. Gets a lucky bounce, and she's away from her defender. Plays it down the line. Kara Choate can't keep it in. It'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins deep in their own defensive area. Uy takes it quickly. Carrara. Nice turn. Plays it up to Jackie D'Amico. Looking for Coca, but the pass was slightly off. Redhawks looking to attack quickly. Nice feet there from Ella White. Uy with good defending. Ball is cleared out by Albano. But that's a nice play there, Tyler, from Uy to prevent Kara Choate from getting around the corner.
Yeah, the Dolphins are really good at clearing out the ball, especially when it's in their own zone.
Better safe than sound on defense. They call that no-nonsense defending. Uy with her back to her teammates. Eventually gives it to Albano. Plays it up the field. Another clearance. And again, CSI just looking to weather the storm of the suffocating Roberts Wesleyan attack. And I mentioned earlier that Roberts Wesleyan are first in the conference in goals conceded, only 6. They've also got 6 clean sheets. They've only conceded more than 1 goal on 1 occasion, and that was against an undefeated St. Rose. But I think anyone who's watched a game of Roberts Wesleyan would say that while their defense is good, the real reason why they don't concede is because they're constantly in the front foot. Melger with a nice progressive carry. Gives to Coca. Coca not many options. Plays it backwards. Albano looking forwards now. Plays it directly into Felton. Wins it back, and now she's up the field. Albano in unfamiliar territory. Plays over the top. Unfortunately, Juliana Carrara offsides, but the idea is nice, and the execution of the ball was pretty good. First glimpse of an attack from the Dolphins, Tyler.
Yeah, you can't get too angry there. They're getting excited now that they're on this side of the field.
Don't get many opportunities against the Redhawks, so you got to try and be creative, make that extra special pass. Albano steps. Nice tackle there. Ball will fall to Larissa Johnston. Larissa Johnston's got pace on the far side, but Kolka gets in front. Good tracking back there from Kolka. Throwing on the far side for the Redhawks. Colleen Rodriguez with a fancy flick. Eventually, Jackie D'Amico fights for it, and Kolka ends up in possession. Passes it wide, cut out. Kimmy Brescia with the defensive play. Now, this is a day, Tyler, that was supposed to be rainy. We didn't even know if this game would start on time because of the weather reports, but not to jinx anything, it's not even raining at all right now. So, regardless, I think home fans will be happy that this game is even happening.
Yeah.
Bouncing ball in the box. Chance almost there. Ball nearly fell to Coca for a shot opportunity, but not quite. Long ball without much direction from Melger, and that will be a goal kick. Didn't mean to cut you off, Tyler.
No, it's fine. Weather's not as important as that play right there. Could have been an early lead for the Dolphins.
Those moments of chaos are going to need to be what the Dolphins take advantage of. Got to be vigilant, be the first one to the loose ball on teams such as this that are so used to dominating. Nice touch there from Ella White, but she couldn't maintain control. Loses the ball to her fellow number 24, Melger. Uy with the poor touch, but thankfully she's not punished too much for it. Pass goes out of bounds from Ella White. When I talked to Coach Mendolia before the game started, he was very aware of Robert Wesleyan's propensity to press. Clearance from Uy, bounces off Ella White. Velacris read the awkward bounce really well and collected. Mendolia mentioned that his goal was to possess deep with Melger and Kolka, try draw in the press and play around. So far, the press has been very difficult to deal with. Ball from Choate, didn't find a teammate. Here's Johnston. Passes wide. Incisive pass, didn't work out. Clearance there on the far side from Radovini. Wesleyan looking for a way through. Velacris will come and collect that through ball. So far, the Redhawks have shown some danger, but the CSI defense has been resolute, Tyler. Header won by Ciambella. Ooh, he once again has a clearance blocked, but it'll go out for a goal kick. Velacris will take. And this is what Roberts Wesleyan does. They don't allow you to build from the back. They don't give you an opportunity to breathe. You just have to find your way through and hope to run at their exposed defense.
Yeah, we can see already 15 minutes into the game, they've been extremely aggressive on the Dolphins side of the field. But now it seems that the tide might be changing.
The difficult part about being pressed so constantly is that you commit bodies to your own defensive third in order to play out of it. And then once you get forward, you're at a numbers disadvantage. Makes it really easy for the Red Hawks defense to clean up and then pass out. You have to trust in your star attackers such as D'Amico and Radavini to make things happen and or hold up the ball and wait for support. Uwe kicks it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in. Choate will look to take quickly, but instead will give it to Brescia. Throwing towards the middle. Wild half volley cross field, still bouncing around. Colin Rodriguez comes away from it but can't find a teammate. Johnston. White looking to connect with teammates. Now Choate. Melger steps in to intervene. Ball stays in. Carrara plays it forwards. But the Dolphins just having trouble connecting going forwards. Coca plays wide. Long ball from Castro. Really didn't have much direction. Nothing that Colleen Rodriguez can do. Originally, the plan for the Dolphins formationally was for Rodriguez to be playing in the middle as an attacking mid and for Radavini to be out wide with D'Amico as a center forward. But it looks like they just don't naturally align that way. It looks like D'Amico likes to come centrally, or I should say Radavini likes to come centrally, and D'Amico drops a little bit behind her, and Colleen fills out the space out wide left. And as I describe these tactics, looks like the rain is finally starting. We've got some precipitation here, Tyler.
Looks like you really did jinx it, huh?
Well, on our last broadcast, Joe was pretty confident that we couldn't commentators curse the weather. And you know what? I'm just going to say, I don't feel like that was a commentator's curse because rain was on the forecast basically all the time. So, if anything, we were fortunate to not start with rain. Here's Albano with a forward run. Looking for a pass. Crosses it in. Still there. Header from Radavini. Didn't have much venom on it. But, at the very least, Redhawks goalkeeper Nicolette Nuff somewhat tested for the first time. Positive signs from the Dolphins, Tyler. Choate in the middle to White. Gets behind the defender. One-on-one. Can she finish? No! She gets the follow-up and it's in. The Dolphins finally get a chance to come forwards, but they're made to pay for it immediately as the Redhawks, who are known to attack on the transition, take advantage of the space in behind. Ella White gets through one-on-one with Velacris, who made the initial save, but the rebound came right back to her, and all she had to do was tap it right in. And approximately 16 minutes into this game, Roberts Wesleyan, the visitors, have themselves a 1-0 lead, and it's a hill to climb for these Dolphins, Tyler.
Yes, it is indeed.
Tyler, continue.
Oh, no, you continue.
Tyler is multitasking. He has to operate the scoreboard and the all the other graphics as well. So he's a busy man, but he's working his way into the broadcast.
Trying to do my best to make sure I get the time correct for the people viewing at home.
One thing, we have running in behind.
Breakaway.
Brescia with the pace, shot towards the far corner, tipped wide by Velacris. Impressive athleticism there, Tyler.
Indeed. She was extremely fast. I almost didn't see her coming down the field.
I mean, she burst forwards, and none of the Dolphins' defenders could compete with that kind of pace and acceleration. So, impressive display. The finish lacked a little bit of venom, but the direction was good. Outswinging corner here. Headed away. Ref moves out of the way. Shot comes back in. Gets lost in the sea of bodies. Eventually, Radovini's going to try and win the loose ball. Can't do so. Another thing interesting about Roberts Wesleyan here is they try to possess. Radovini gets her foot on it. Fortunately, doesn't win possession, but she's causing problems back there. Making the Redhawks defense uncomfortable. The Redhawks defense, which, by the way, plays a lot of the time 3 at the back, which is not a usual formation you see in the college game. 95+% of teams you'll face in college soccer will be playing 4 at the back. Not this team, but it's very fluid, Roberts Wesleyan, positionally. So a lot of times they will present as a 4-back, but especially when they're up the field, they only have 3 defenders back. The thing about that is they will sit those 3 defenders very far back so that you can't get in behind them. And that's sort of their counter to throwing so many bodies up the field. Here's Melger. Sees Kolka in the middle, immediately under pressure, and her touch was not good enough. Here's Brescia. Quickly played forward. Choate looking in behind for, I believe that was Dixon. Hard to see with the small numbers on the far side of the field. Perhaps that was not Dixon. It was not. And Tyler, now that you are someone who's broadcasting and you're looking to comment on the players and understand who is who, how does it feel to be trying to see these numbers from far away?
Oh, I 100% understand your guys' trouble, especially when Joe mentions the white jersey predicament. The white on white.
Tyler, the white on white is the bane of my existence as a broadcaster. You just can't tell who's who. And you can memorize which player is which number, but if you can't see the number, doesn't matter.
What's it worth? They look cool, though.
They do look cool.
Definitely my favorite jersey of theirs.
Yeah, if I was a player, I'd want to wear them all the time, but I'm not a player, so I'm mad.
Yeah, they definitely don't think of the commentator.
Which they don't have
those
to.
Jerseys. No, of course not.
Anyway, throwing on the far side here. It's been a bit of a scramble the last minute or so. 25 minutes left in this first half. It's been mostly Roberts Wesleyan, which perhaps the neutral viewer, if there is one, would have expected. Kolka plays forwards. No one there. Choate looking for the creative first-time pass. Doesn't come off. Redhawks retain possession. Lumping it forward is Roberts Wesleyan. Not really much direction in their attack at the moment. Just trying to sort of play off the second ball and see what happens. Maya Levine brought into play. She crosses it in. Ella White goes for the first-time volley. Doesn't catch it cleanly. Brescia plays to White. Over the top. Choate on the near side here. Choate. Right-footed cross. Cleared away from Albano, but it's over her own net, and it will be a corner for the Redhawks. I believe that's their second of the game. It will be taken by Cami Brescia. Dolphins look to be mostly marking zonally. Here's the in-swinging cross. Really dangerous ball. not cleared. Eventually away. Lillian Dixon tried for the shot outside the box, got deflected. Here's the low cross. Gabrielle Castro is there. Another corner for Roberts Wesleyan.
As we've seen in these previous Dolphin games, these corners can be deadly. They definitely can give up a lot of goals for either team.
No doubt about that. Outswinging cross here. Another dangerous ball. No one gets on the end of it. It's going to go all the way through for a Dolphins throw-in. Now, of course, generally the game of soccer, very free-flowing game. A lot of different ways to attack the goal. But in the college game specifically, anyone who's watched their fair share of college soccer will know that set pieces are where the differences are made. Opportunities to create chaos, throw the ball into the box, and just see what happens. That's what college soccer is really built upon. And so those corners, those free kicks, even long throws, a lot of teams play specifically for those kinds of things. Not the Dolphins. Tough ball played directly into the stomach of, I believe that's D'Amico. I think she just got the wind knocked out of her, but that's never pleasant. Here's Kolka. Plays to Melger. Uwe back to Melger, who's under some pressure. Turns away from it. Albano looking for options. She's carrying the ball forwards once again. Tries a 1-2 with Rodriguez. Doesn't come off. So Albano has a few progressive carries so far this game. Not something that we're used to seeing from her. But it's been relatively effective in breaking the press of the Redhawks. Unfortunately, nothing successful has yet to come from those carries as the long ball comes through the Velocris. She will punt. No one's on the first ball. Carrara looking for the second one. Can't get it. Melger in possession. Marr. Uwe carrying the ball. Tried to draw in the defender so she could play wide to Carrara, but the pass was deflected out of bounds. Melger. Marr. Kolka. Touch was not ideal. Ciambella tried to play in behind, but the ball was a little bit loose. Albano. Castro tried to play into Rodriguez. Didn't work. Albano clears. Throw in for the Redhawks on the far side. According to our scoreboard, the Dolphins have yet to register a shot on goal. On the flip side, Roberts Wesleyan have recorded 2. Fortunately for them, one of those has gone in. They've got 3 corner kicks as well. So statistically, it's been in the favor of Roberts Wesleyan, but they're used to that. Coming into this game, they had outshot their opponents, Tyler, 156-65.
That's quite an impressive number there for the Redhawks.
No doubt. And on a per-game basis, that's 15.6 shots a game for the Redhawks, and their opponents, 6.5.
Holy cow.
So statistical dominance is something that Roberts Wesleyan is accustomed to, and that certainly shows in their results, 7-1-2 on the season. However, they've only played 2 games against teams with winning records, and they haven't won either of those games. So it's not to say that Roberts Wesleyan is some unbeatable juggernaut. Certainly not. But, of course, they have been very impressive so far this season, especially within the conference, yet to lose 3-0-1. Here's Choate. Loses it, but it falls to a teammate. And Albano will let that trickle out for a goal kick. And Tyler, it's just been a case of the game going exactly how Roberts Wesleyan would like it to go. Just smothering the Dolphins, and they haven't been able to get out of their own half.
It has been an aggressive game so far. Dolphins been spending most of their time on their side of the field. And the Redhawks are just not letting the ball get toward theirs.
It's difficult to pass out of a press at the college level. And beyond that, once you're being pressed for so long mentally, it can be difficult to move past the idea of just getting out of your own half and starting to focus on attacking instead. And teams like Roberts Wesleyan like to capitalize on that mental fatigue. That being said, still a lot of game left to play. About 17 and a half minutes left in this first half as the Redhawks play in a long free kick headed away by Coca. It'll fall to Brescia, who will play it back in. Albano gets on the end of it. And now the Dolphins can maybe break. Colleen Rodriguez plays Radavini. What can she do? Beautiful turn, but it's going to go out of bounds. Oh, what a nice skill that was from Radavini. Just a shame. Bounced awkwardly off of her left heel. What could have been there for the Dolphins? Speculative ball forward. Radavini will chase. Well played by Roberts Wesleyan defense. Ball forward. Bounces all the way to, it looks like number 19, Abigail Sindoni. Could be wrong. Cross here from the far side is about to come in. On the ground. Choate there. Shot is blocked. Good play there by Marr. Intuitive defensive positioning. Pass by Uwe was deflected out of bounds. I'm trying to get an idea of who that attacker is right now playing in the striker position. Is that a number 19 that you see there, Tyler? It looks like a 19 to me.
Yes, that is a number 19.
Okay, so they must have snuck in a substitute at some point that we did not notice. But it is Abigail Sindoni, the junior forward from Sayre, Pennsylvania. Carrara on the near side. Dolphins just looking to build some sort of momentum. Pass into the midfield, a bit aimless. Away with it comes Gabrielle Ciambella. She plays it forwards. Bad touch from the aforementioned Sindoni. Roberts Wesleyan wins it back anyway. Here's Choate. Choate. His pass is slightly awry. D'Amico collects, plays wide to Rodriguez. Rodriguez into Melger. Incomplete pass. She fights to win it back. It's good perseverance from the midfielder. Carrara's touch is not ideal. And the Dolphins just struggling for confidence right now. Confidence is one thing that Coach Mandolia mentioned when I was discussing this game with him earlier this morning. He said one thing that he did was he was showing his players their own highlights, their own plays that they've made throughout the season to try to help them continue to believe in their own abilities. Cross in here, cleared away from Albano emphatically. Good defensive play. It'll be a throw-in on the near side for the Redhawks. What do you think of that, Tyler? Having the players watch their own highlights to build their self-belief.
It's definitely a first if I've ever heard a coach doing, but I think it's definitely a positive way to boost morale, especially if you're going up against a team as aggressive as Robert Wesleyan.
It gives me an air of like an NBA player watching their own compilations. I feel like that's something an NBA player would do.
Oh, definitely. And I bet it gets them absolutely crazy before their games.
Totally. I think it would work on me. Someone showed me my best plays before I played a game. I'd be like, wow, I'm really good. Let's go. So we have yet to see that confidence fully translate to success on the field for the game. But the Dolphins have shown a little bit of signs. Ball forwards here, looking to chase, cleared away. It'll be a throw in for the Dolphins.
Definitely some sign of life, but as you said, still a lot of time left in this game.
We are going to have substitutions here. Looks like just one substitution for the Dolphins. Off the field comes Juliana Carrara. On comes it looks like number 8, Nadia Evola. Kolka looking for Radovini, who's now on the right side. Good defense. Cleared away. Kemi Brescia getting in the way of that. Kolka, who's just been slightly off today. Another pass that didn't find its target. Fighting for it up front is Sandoni, looking for the shot, and it's wide.
Wow.
I mean, talk about making something out of nothing. Sandoni just chasing, and making life hell for Marr back there. Couldn't deal with it. But thankfully for the home team, Sandoni could not find the target.
Yeah, what could have been for the Red Hawks right there. What a shot. What a play, too. All by yourself, 2 defenders. Can't get any better than that. Unless you finish.
Unless you finish, that's right. But that's certainly, as a forward, one way to find some favor with the coaches. Working hard and making chances out of nothing. Roberts Wesleyan back on the ball. Here's Choate. Plays it across. Bodies forwards for the Red Hawks. Forward pass by Ciambella. Didn't find a teammate. Velacris will collect. He was trying to draw in Sindoni, which was interesting. It allowed the Red Hawks a chance to set their defense. Kolka weaving through bodies. Plays a nice ball wide to Radovini. Radovini around the defender. She's got space. Can she get the ball in? It'll bounce off of her foot and out for a goal kick. Unlucky from Radovini. And she's frustrated, Tyler.
Yeah, you can tell. There's a lot of yelling going down on the field from that Dolphins team. We definitely needed more than just a goal kick right there. Corner would have been nice.
Sometimes the bounces just don't go your way. And that can be especially frustrating in a game such as this one when you're already seeing not very much of the ball. Here's Uwe. Plays to Melger, who's got space in front of her. Kolka. Good passing here from the Dolphins. Ball forwards. Evola, a touch let her down just a little bit. But you know what, Tyler? What a run that was. And a beautiful ball from Kolka, chipped over the top. I mean, that's the sort of creativity that we're looking for here. Choate. Sindoni turns her defender. Has a man wide. Can't find her. Red Hawks the first ones to the second ball. But the touch was bad. Uwe plays forward. D'Amico. Radovini. Looking to beat Brescia. And at least for the Dolphins attack, that seems to be the matchup to watch. Radovini versus Brescia. There's no doubt that Roberts Wesleyan is aware of Radovini's prowess and importance for this Dolphins team. But Brescia, very aggressive defender, is getting right in her face and making life very difficult for her. Substitution for the Red Hawks. Coming in at left back, it appears as number 23, Jenna Northup, allowing Brescia to move up the field. Speaking of Brescia, fighting for the ball there. She's the last one to touch it. Radovini will defer to Uwe for the throw.
Roberts Weston's had a couple of subs today, right? 2 or 3.
That's correct. showing a little bit of depth here.
Yeah, they've definitely got a nice amount of players on their bench.
No doubt about that. I think also when you're exerting your control on a game, it's easier to feel comfortable rotating your players. That ball bounced off of Castro. Albano will clear. About 8 minutes left in this half. Dolphins have had a few moments, a couple with some degree of promise, but it really has been mostly Red Hawks for the majority of this game. Kolka, nice block. 2 in a row. Flicks it up to herself. And the Red Hawks will let her take it down. Dolphins in possession here. Mar plays to Uwe. Touch let her down, but she dealt with it. Uwe in the middle to Melgar with a nice turn. Kolka gives to Albano. It was a little bit far back. Here's Albano. Bit of an aimless ball giveaway. Headed in behind. Mar will clean up. Clearance wasn't great, but Gabriela Castro finds herself on the ball. Kolka. Here's Evola. Touch around the defender, and Evola's got some space. Pass was not ideal. Kolka. Uwe. Uwe's pass deflected. Throw in for the Dolphins. D'Amico attempted the header. Eventually she'll get on the ball. Plays back to Uwe. Albano. Dolphins looking to possess in the final third here. Rodriguez. Back to Castro. Castro searching ball forwards. Eventually bounces to Radavini. She's going to take it down the line. Radavini looking to serve it in. Cross is blocked, but the Dolphins will get their first corner of the game and potentially their best chance. Bodies coming forwards for the Dolphins. Albano getting in the box.
This is definitely what we've been waiting up here for, Aaron.
D'Amico misses the header. Speculative shot from Rodriguez. Nowhere near, and not as much threat from that corner as perhaps the Dolphins are hoping for, Tyler. Goal kick. Flicked on. And Sindoni flicks on as well. Brescia chased. Couldn't get on the end of it. Cleared away. Last 5 minutes, Dolphins will be looking to just hold on and keep the score as is. Evo clears but takes a hard hit in the midfield, and she wins the Dolphins some free kick, and that'll alleviate some pressure. Albano plays it wide to Castro, who leaves it for Rodriguez. Melgar. Dolphins in no rush. Uwe with space. Plays to Radavini. Touches around her defender very nicely. Radavini looking for a pass. Tried to get it to Rodriguez, but didn't put enough on it. Albano with a defender on her shoulder. She gets pickpocketed. Sindoni now looking to make a move. On the far side, Sindoni trying to cut around Albano, but she uses her body to great effect. Roberts Wesleyan still attacking. Ball across. Palmed out of danger by Velacris. Luckily, no Roberts Wesleyan attackers on the back post. Coca looking to build. Plays it to nobody. Turnover right in front of their own box. Sindoni deflected shot. Velacris gets there in time. And again, Velakris waiting for pressure to pick the ball up. I guess that's a sign of the Dolphins just trying to make it to halftime.
Yeah, the last thing you would want is to go down 2-0 before halftime, especially with this kind of pressure being put on by the Red Hawks.
Well, I wasn't a math major in school, but I think I can confidently say that being down 2-0 is worse than being down 1-0. A couple of late half subs. Into the game for the Dolphins. Trying to view the front number. It's very difficult. Looks like that might be number 18, Kelly Buckley. Do you see an 18 there, Tyler? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Marr plays it up. Jackie D'Amico wins a good flick, but there's no one to flick it onto. Radavini was not on the correct side there. Evola almost dribbles out of pressure, but gives it away. Brescia looking for the shot. Does fashion one, but it's weak. Velakris with a punt. She finds Melgar on the far side. In an unusually advanced position. Dolphins will now possess. Velakris. Back to Albano. And that is Kelly Buckley, and I can tell because the bench is screaming her name when she gets the ball. Very supportive team. You got to love that.
Of course. It's definitely good, especially when you're the one out on the field and you're getting your name screamed for. Definitely hypes you up.
I agree with that. Under a minute and a half left. Uwe gives to Radavini. Intervened there by Northup. Good anticipation. Taylor plays it forwards. Nice play there from the Roberts Wesleyan striker, 27. Stevie Lynn Diggory. Radavini with a nice move at the end of the half. She's running with pace. What can she make? Minute left. Plays it to Evola. Forward to D'Amico. Touches it down. Shot. What a save! Nicolette Nauf with a beautiful play to keep the ball out of the net. What a wonderful shot, by the way, by Jackie D'Amico on the half volley. Great effort towards the top corner. Unlucky to have that saved. In swinging corner here from Melgar. Near post. Flicked on, but past everyone. Red Hawks will clear. Albano blocked it. She thinks it's the Dolphins' throw, and it's not. So I'm not sure if she genuinely believes she won the throw-in or if it was just an interesting time-wasting technique. But either way, that'll bring us to the end of the first half. Ladies and gentlemen, conference competition here between Roberts Wesleyan and the CSI Dolphins. Heavily favored towards the visitors so far in the first half. They've dominated the run of play. Dolphins have had a few sparks. They've shown the capability to potentially score in the right moment, but right now it stands as Roberts Wesleyan 1, College of Staten Island 0. We are going to take a break for halftime, and we will see you in about 10 to 15 minutes for the second half of this competition.
feel like as a player, I've grown so much with this group and with my coaches, and my game has just elevated a lot more than it would have anywhere else, to be honest. So I'm just so grateful to be able to play with this team. And just being able to play in Division I soccer, week in, week out, it's just getting the best of both worlds, having the opportunity to get a degree. You really have to appreciate what you have. And there's so many kids around the world that don't get these opportunities, so you have to take advantage of it for sure.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag like facing backwards and look like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back and my dad was like, we have a prodigy. So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. I loved the team. They brought me in like I was one of their own. The professors help out so much. They actually care about developing me, not only so I just memorize the material and able to take a test, but am I able to apply the information. I don't feel nervous asking them, hey, I'm not going to be in class, can you send me something? And they're completely fine with it and they understand, which is the best part. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do. Be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I'm able to go out and become president of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee. SAC is consistent of like a ton of different backgrounds, and we'll come up with cool ideas for like fundraisings and having the opportunity to raise money for Make-A-Wish and knowing it's going towards a good cause. Not only motivates me, but it motivates the whole community. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
Dear soccer, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be in this position today.
Thank you for being something that is more than just my sport.
Soccer really is the beautiful game, and it will take you more places and give you more experiences than you could have ever dreamed of.
The people that I owe the most to are my teammates. They have been my crutch to lean on, shoulder to cry on, my hype woman in times of doubt, and my best friends day in and day out.
You get to wake up every day and play the sport you love at one of the highest levels at a prestigious university surrounded by your best friends. There is simply no better feeling.
You have given me my best friends, my most trusted mentors, and the most essential experiences of my young life. You are my community. With you, there is no race, no gender, no rich, and no poor. There is just a ball, 2 goals, and a common language.
Thank you for teaching me how to be a strong and courageous woman on and off the field. Thank you for giving me hope for the future.
On the soccer field, I found a home. That is where I have always belonged.
I've learned a lot of things. I think one of the biggest things is how to cope with people, because I think that at the University of Virginia, and just as you keep moving on in life, you're going to keep meeting many more people. And I think all of the connections that I've made just at the University of Virginia they've become a big part of me. I think even the guys on the team, I consider some of them my family. I mean, I wake up in the morning at 6 in the morning, I'm spending time with them all the way up till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And I think that's one of the bigger things that I've learned is the relationships that I build with people, whether it be on the soccer field and off the soccer field, because even classmates at University of Virginia are some people I consider some of my best friends. And I definitely think connections with people and the bonds that you build with people that I know are going to carry on with me through my entire life, it's definitely some of the bigger lessons I've learned.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can. And then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
I can't describe how much I learned as a player, but also as a human being, because you have to overcome challenges that you don't face in other areas. As part of the NCAA and obviously the college system itself, being a student athlete, there's so many challenges that not everybody else can relate to, and you have to try to excel in both areas. And now eventually you'll become a leader. Like in my case, I kind of had to step up into that role. And I feel like I've embraced that challenge, and now I love the spot where I am right now. I love how I've matured, become a leader, become the captain of the team, and hopefully I can help the rest of the guys win the Natty.
I was the kid who would do surgery on my teddy bear and have my sister be my patient, and I would wear the stethoscope and the lab coat. I was that kid. Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Dr. News, who is the head of the biology department, definitely has had a huge impact over the past 2 years I've been in the lab. He took a chance on me and actually gives me the power to actually do things. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. I've had so many experiences with underprivileged people, and just seeing that they want the basic things that people get out of life. And if I can help in any way, that just kind of warms my heart. That's why I want to be a doctor, to serve those who have been dealt a bad hand. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. It was just because I bought into myself, because someone bought into me. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
Dear soccer, there are no words to describe my love, admiration, and appreciation for you. From the moment I was brought onto this earth, you were all I knew. You have been with me and have seen me from a young little boy in Brazil to a well-rounded man in America. From all the days and nights kicking the ball at walls, breaking everything at home and making my mom upset, sleeping with a ball under my arms, making fun of my dad for beating him by 1 goal, never imagined that he will let me in just to see me smile. You were there for me. You were there with me. When we are together, nothing else matters. It's me and you. It's like the whole world disappears. Everything goes away and we just enjoy it. I have always given you my all, my very best. Soccer, you have brought me to a place outside of my comfort zone, gave me an opportunity to live out my dream, and introduced me to my mentors, my role models, and most importantly, my family. You have been my teacher, my biggest fan, my biggest critic, and my best friend. With you, I was able to accomplish milestones that I'll always be proud, experience moments that I'll never forget, make memories that I'll forever remember, and live the life that I always dream about. So thank you. Thank you for turning the little boy who used to break things into the house to the man that I am today. There are no words to describe my love, admiration, and appreciation for you. But there are words to describe the feelings that I have right now, playing in the Final Four, with the greatest team, the greatest coaching staff, with the greatest university, and with the greatest fans. Nothing will ever compare or measure up to this moment. We're not done. I hope to still have you with me for a long time and live many more great memories together. Thank you, soccer.
Welcome back, soccer fans, to Staten Island, New York, on the campus of the College of Staten Island, where your home Dolphins women's soccer are facing off against visiting Roberts Wesleyan, who currently hold a 1-0 lead over the Dolphins. It was a difficult first half for the home team, kept in their own defensive third for most of the time. Aggressive press from the visiting Red Hawks, preventing the Dolphins from really building anything and threatening the opponent's goal. They had a few moments, but mostly it was just difficulties from start to finish in the first 45 minutes. I'm going to talk a little bit about tactically what the Red Hawks have been looking to do and successfully doing so far. So if you were watching the first half, you might have realized that Roberts Wesleyan doesn't like to hold on to the ball in their back line and build up slowly. They like to be very aggressive, very on the front foot the entire game. So they like to throw bodies forwards and make the Dolphins defensive midfielders and also defenders really uncomfortable on the ball and force mistakes and then attack immediately. And what that does is it just prevents the opponent from building any momentum, any comfort into the game, and it just generates possession, it generates chances for your own team if you can do it correctly. And one specific tactic that the Red Hawks like to employ is that their front three, their striker, their left winger, and their right winger, are very fluid. And most specifically, they don't care that much about spacing across the width of the field. They'll throw all three of their forwards onto one side of the field and just clog up the space defensively. And then there's just nowhere for the opponents to go. And this contrasts really specifically with something Coach Mendolia was talking to me about earlier before the game, which is trying to make the correct decisions when possessing deep. So when Emily Albano has the ball or Mar has the ball, getting their head up, looking at the space, and making sure you make that right pass initially to set your team up for successful possession. We've seen a few examples of Albano playing the ball back into pressure when potentially she could have turned her shoulder and played it to her fellow center back or to her goalkeeper to alleviate pressure. Of course, it's very, very difficult when you have a player down your throat or on your back shoulder at all times. Then that's the point of what Roberts Wesleyan is doing, and it's been very successful. I mean, of course, we know that considering their record coming in 7-1-2. They're very used to that, and it's not something exactly that the Dolphins are accustomed to dealing with. They had a little bit of it in their last game against Queens College, but what Coach Mendolia said about Roberts Wesleyan is that they're basically a better version of Queens, and Queens is a team with which they drew 0-0, so if you take those descriptions seriously, then it can make sense why Roberts Wesleyan is having their way right now with the Dolphins. Nevertheless, it's a new half, new 45 minutes, a new dynamic potentially that the Dolphins can establish. Hopefully Coach Mendolia's halftime talk was galvanizing and we are underway. Tyler, what are your thoughts on the Dolphins and their potential to equalize or compete better in this second half?
Well, from previous games that we've called, they're definitely much more aggressive in the second half of their games, for sure. And as you can see, the weather's also cleared up really nice. So hopefully the coach Mendolia gave a really nice speech before they came back on the field, because it looks like they're already rearing up and ready to go on their side of the field.
Early corner here for the Red Hawks. Choate played in a cross that was deflected out of bounds. Corner will be taken by Cami Brescia, a player who really was shutting down on defense. Dolphins' best player, Radovini. Corner swung in, bounces in the box, bounces twice before Coco can clear. Not fully gone. Coco now chases, looking to start a break for the Dolphins. She plays it forwards. A little bit too heavy on the pass there. And Ella White will be caught for offside. Dolphins in possession here. Castro played back to Albano. Couldn't get the pass off. Good pressure there from Kara Choate. Castro will throw. Here is Melger. Uwe on the far side now. Tried to play down the line, but there really wasn't space there for it. Manages to get in the way, throwing on the far side for the Red Hawks. Touch by Courtney Felton wasn't good enough. And likewise, D'Amico couldn't keep it in bounds either, and the Red Hawks win it back. Red Hawks looking to attack. They play it forwards, but Castro's there. Choate collects the second ball, but can't complete a pass. D'Amico plays to Evola, who gets the start for the second half. Has a player wide, tries to cut it back in, doesn't work out for her. And I have to say, Rodriguez was in plenty of space there. Albano loses the ball in midfield, but is fouled. Melger tries to play it quick, but she didn't stop the ball. Cannot play a rolling ball on a free kick, so Dolphins are going to be forced to slow it down. It looks like they're going to play it long, as the two captains are forwards, playing it from a third captain. The Dolphins actually have 4 captains on the field right now, which is rare. You don't often see a team with 4 captains. Evel looking to play it in behind. Too far forwards, and Knopf comes to collect. And as I was saying on the field, the captains currently Albano, Mar, Evola, and D'Amico. Good tackle there from Uwe, wins the ball. Here's Melger. Melger looking for a teammate. Evola didn't really make herself available. Red Hawks gain possession. Here's Castro. Rodriguez into Evola. Evola's pass to Castro, or to Rodriguez, I should say. Could not control. Long throw from Levine. Eventually trickles back out of bounds. Here's White, leaves it for Levine. She'll throw in again. Throw into the box. Ciambella eventually helps it get towards the middle of the box, but Velacris is there to collect the cross, not very threatening. Velacris will punt. Evola's under it. Fought for it with Ciambella. It'll be a Dolphins throw-in. Rodriguez to D'Amico. Evola. fighting for it. Gets fouled, but the ref says play on. Dolphins lose the ball. Coach Mendolia is asking for the advantage to be played, and I think he's within his rights to ask for that. Nevertheless, ref says nothing. Coca. Passes intercepted there from Brescia, throwing for the Dolphins. Uwe thought about taking it quickly. Instead, gives it to Melger. Marr. Up towards Radavini. She'll get on it eventually. But Brescia giving her more problems. Referee calls a handball on Radavini there. Tyler, did you see a handball there?
I did not see a handball there.
Very astute. Neither did I. However, free kick for the Red Hawks. Dolphins coming forwards. Kolka looking for a teammate. Tries to play long towards Radavini. Eventually falls to D'Amico. D'Amico sprays it towards Rodriguez. Evola. Castro. Castro gets by Choate. She's being pressed hard. Albano. Rodriguez's touch isn't good enough. Albano clears it off with Choate, and it'll be a throw-in. Throw-in does not find a teammate. But so far, the Dolphins managing to find some success in the midfield area, Tyler. And as I say that, Uwe gives the ball away. Great sliding tackle, though, to prevent the counterattack. Do you get a different feel for the way the Dolphins are exerting their game plan so far, Tyler?
Yeah, I feel so. The beginning of this half, I mean, I don't know if you could tell, they've been extremely more aggressive. Bodies, hidden bodies, balls getting thrown across the field. We're not even 10 minutes into the game yet. They're really trying to score here.
I would hope so.
You know.
I mean, when I talked to Coach Mendolia, he seemed to be pretty intent on trying to score, which is something that most teams like to do in soccer. I'm just yanking your chain, Tyler. But here's a long shot attempt from the Red Hawks. Blocked. Castro on the ball. Tries to turn. Can't do so. Choate. Attempted the cross. And, well, let's just say she did not wrap her foot around that one. Goal kick here for the Dolphins. A little bit of a period of pressure from the Red Hawks, but hopefully the home team can rise above it. This is where that composure under pressure will come into play. It's going to be essential that the Dolphins can execute their game plan of drawing in the press with their deep possession and, crucially, playing out of it and connecting those passes, finding the teammates. Brescia on the outside. Fighting with Melger, but Melger's going to win out. Now she's pinned in her own corner. Can she get out? She can't do it without giving up a throw-in. Nevertheless, strong defensive effort. Quick throw-in from the Red Hawks. Brescia. Cross is blocked.
Yeah, she did not look too happy with that call right there.
It was hard for us to see all the way from over here, but regardless, throw in for the Red Hawks. Trying to combine in the corner, breaking up the play is Radavini. She manages to keep it in, but can't find a teammate. Red Hawks looking to build the midfield, get a fortunate bounce. Albano cleans up. And she clears, and the Dolphins will get up the field. Most important thing right now for the Dolphins is just to stay within one goal and just hope to get that moment where you can equalize. But against the team like the Red Hawks, if they go down 2, the hopes of getting a result from this game will be very, very low. Redhawks trying to come forwards. Pickpocketed by Melger. Good defensive play. Clearance comes to Evola, who had time, but she plays it up the field instead. Radovini will chase. Cleared out of bounds by Brescia. Evola right now, she's got some good skills and passing ability, but she's got to do a better job of picking her head up and making the right choice on the ball. Melger. Pass to Kolker goes awry. Marr can't find a teammate either. Here's Choate. Choate trying to play through. Albano cuts it off, but Rodriguez gives it away. Redhawks looking to build. Ciambella plays it forwards. Redhawks building down the far side, and they're in behind. Can she keep it in? She can, but Melger is able to get in the way. Finds Kolka. Apologies, that was Uwe, not Melger. Speaking of Melger, tries to play it forwards to Rodriguez, but it was a bit too far forwards. Levine will throw. Another throw in here for Levine. Now, naturally, especially with Roberts Wesleyan being a conference opponent, the Dolphins were aware of this team's success. And Coach Mendolia told me, in preparation, just got to make sure the players are aware of the truths. And this is a team that's very successful and knows how to win. But in the same breath, he mentioned his belief in his players, and he was trying to highlight the deficiencies of Roberts Wesleyan in order to, maintain the belief that the Dolphins can come out here and defend their home field. Long shot just over the bar. Dolphins, thus far, are undefeated at home. That does come in the form of 2 wins and 4 draws. But undefeated is undefeated. This will be their biggest test. Got to find a goal here if they want to keep that unbeaten record. And the chances have just been few and far in between, Tyler.
I agree, but I feel like they could definitely, with 30 minutes left in this half, they have a lot of time to turn the tide over.
Certainly plenty of time left, like you said. It's just going to come down to the quality of their star players. Because with the way that Jackie D'Amico and Isabella Radovini play, they're going to get at least one more look. They're just going to have that composure and quality to make it really count. Albano heads. Ends up finding Choate, and Albano chases. Doesn't win the tackle. Evola. Rodriguez. Forward to D'Amico. Touch was too hard. Ball eventually goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Dolphins on the near side. Rodriguez. Albano reaching down. Unsure if she's in pain or if she was just maybe adjusting her sock. I couldn't see. What was the deal, Tyler?
She was tying her shoe.
Oh, okay, that's good to see. Albano been an important presence, not just this game, but all season in that back line. Good turn here in the midfield. Redhawks looking to go forwards, but Uwe comes away with it. Uwe can't find a pass. Uwe claiming that it went out, but ref says play on. A rare moment where Uwe switched off. She's usually very relentless in her work rate. Speaking of, there she is making an intervention.
Those binoculars next door would definitely do us some good with that play.
You're certainly right with that, Tyler. Maya Levine here to throw. Good chance here for the Red Hawks. What a save! Sarah Velacris getting a hand on the ball. Dangerous chance there for Ella White to double the Red Hawks lead, but Velacris says no. And I think we're going to get another look at that. A chance really not from much, but a bouncing ball in the box. I will say Ella White didn't have the best angle. She still made a good effort. In swinging cross clear by Albano. Comes back out. Chance to deliver again here for the Red Hawks. Ball into the box. Away by Castro. That'll go out for a Red Hawks throw-in. Bit of relief there for the Dolphins, maybe. Red Hawks give the ball away. Melger in the midfield. Can she find a teammate? Still Melger. The answer to that question, unfortunately, was no. Ciambella heads out, throwing for Rodriguez.
A lot of communication going on down on the field right now. I don't know if you can hear that, Aaron.
Indeed, I can. Perhaps the most underrated part of soccer is that communication. It can be the difference maker, especially in close conference games such as these. Pretty good touch there from White. She gets around to Uwe, and now she's attacking with pace. Plays it forwards. Ball was a little bit too direct, and Velacris collects. Quick distribution. Now Castro's coming forwards. Castro. Pass was predicted. Good defensive play there from number 8, Cassidy Pierce, who hasn't really had to do much this game, but there when she's needed. Give away from Evola. Now Roberts Wesleyan can get forwards. Bad pass from Ciambella. Ciambella again. This pass is better. Here's Choate. Onside. Shot right at Velacris. Bit of a wasted opportunity there. Could have shown better composure there from Choate. She really did have a lot of time and space. Maybe she didn't realize how much time she actually had. She could have picked her corner, but instead her effort was straight down the middle. Albano trying to find Rodriguez. Can't do it.
Sometimes it's hard to make those quick decisions in those high-intensity plays, especially when you're right in front of the net.
No doubt about that, Tyler, and that's what separates the good attackers from the great ones. Highest level of forwards and goal scorers have that composure and solid decision-making every single time they get the opportunity. Now, they might not always execute, but you have to be solid in your thought process. And it looks like Cho maybe doubted herself a little bit there in that moment. Pass from Evola. Hit into the referee, much to the displeasure of the home fans who booed the referee. It's not really his fault. I can't blame him, but certainly more biased observers could.
Well, as we know from the past, these Dolphins fans will always give these officials a run for their money at any chance they can get.
And you got to respect it. They pull for their home team regardless. Long ball forwards. Rodriguez chasing. She will not get there. And what I will say, colors-wise, is we've seen a purple referee before. This time, it's very fitting because one team's red, other team's blue. Put those together, you get purple. And that's all the referee wants. He wants unity, I guess. And I applaud him for that.
Something we can all get behind, I think. I'm glad you used your context clues for that one, Aaron.
Thank you. I did learn my colors. What can I say? Mar. Plays back to Velacrez. Rare moment of peace in possession for the Dolphins back line. Looking for their space. And Castro's got space here on the near side. Albano, patient, eventually does look for Rodriguez, but Choate intervenes. Nice play there from Melger to win it back. Melger. Across to Evola. Evola over the top, looking for D'Amico, but it's going to trickle all the way through to Knopf. Dolphins have been finding a little bit more here in this half, but similar to their matchup against Queens, just breaking down on the execution a little bit. They see the spaces, they're looking for the right passes, but either the touch is just a little bit off or the pass is a little bit misplaced. And enough of those little errors and you're going to break down. Substitution here for Roberts Wesleyan. Believe that is number 19, Abigail Sindoni, onto the field.
Well, it could also be due to, as you were saying in the last half, this Roberts Wesleyan defense. It's not the norm, you said, compared to other college soccer teams, correct?
Yeah, the very unusual tactics, I would say, from Roberts Wesleyan. I mean, look at this. They have a line of 5 players so far up the field. And it's very difficult for a defense to penetrate that, especially at the college game where, you have plenty of players that are talented on the ball, but defenders are not usually suited to play so intricately out of the back. Albano. Substitution for the Dolphins. It looks like into the game is number 5, Jolie Van Stralen from Utrecht, which I believe is the Netherlands. Don't quote me there. Could be Germany as well. Bouncing ball. It just says Utrecht, Tyler. If it told me the country, I would have said it.
I was just curious. I'm sorry.
Here's Uwe on the ball. Tyler was taking a look at the roster to double check my work, and I respect him for that vigilance.
Well, it's rare that you'd just see one word, one place written down next to a player's name on the roster.
Yeah, it just says Utrecht. Regardless, she's an international student, freshman, 5'7", listed as a defender on the roster.
Ooh.
Hard tackle from Albano.
No call there.
Brescia went over hard. And you can see just how deep Cassidy Pierce is playing very often. Basically like a sweeper. Here's Choate. Great sliding tackle from Albano. 2 in the span of 2 minutes. And she is crunching out there. Here's Van Stralen.
Yeah, she's really not letting this Red Hawks offense get away with anything right now.
And I think a little bit of that is also frustration. But she's taking it out so far appropriately. Here's Sindoni. Gives to Ciambella, who is looking wide. Pass did not make its way to its target. Kolka gives the ball away. Fights for it back. Melger. Kolka. Bobbling around. Redhawks back under control, but they give it away. Kolka to Van Stralen. Albano's clearance comes off of Northup. Redhawks threatening here. Trickles harmlessly to Velacris at the end, but sloppiness along the back line from Albano and Marr. And they'll be fortunate not to pay for that in the form of a real attempt on net. Punt from Velacris towards Melger. Very nice touch from Melger, but she can't keep possession. Dolphins' game plan is broken down a little bit in the last 5 minutes, really struggling to connect at the moment. Redhawks looking to take advantage. Northup shot blocked at the source. Here's D'Amico. And once again, D'Amico's touch letting her down. She's really had a tough break recently. Redhawks doing a really good job of closing in on her tight and not allowing her space to create. Here's Ciambella. Looking to deliver, cut out by Albano. Evola. Nice touch around the defender. Here's Van Stralen. Can't find a teammate. Choked. Evola to Kolka. Kolka a little bit isolated. Good switch. Melger in space. Melger driving, looking for a teammate. Deflected pass will actually make its way to Radavini. What can she do with it? Radavini wanting to deliver across. And that ball, unfortunately, comes off her own shin for a goal kick. And we talked about it in the first half. Just not the luck that you need when you're struggling for chances, Tyler.
Yeah, it's definitely not what we wanted to see right there.
And the fans are frustrated as well. Heard a shout for some attempts on net. And there's no doubt that the Dolphins are trying, but Roberts Wesleyan just not giving them anything. Melger's touch off the goal kick goes out of bounds. Throwing on the near side for Levine. Long throw. Melger wins it. High kick on the second ball. Van Stralen almost kicked Ciambella in the face. Cassidy Pierce will take this free kick. Redhawks coming forwards. Here's Northup. Jenna Northup looking for something, but Uwe is going to win that battle. Clears it up. Actually stays in bounds through the legs of Radavini, and that's just unlucky. Redhawks in midfield looking to build. Near side here, Larissa Johnston. Looking to get around her defenders, but Kolka sweeps up. Got a little bit of rain back on the field. It's very light, but it's there. Throw-in will come from Maya Levine. Johnston heads it forwards. That'll be easy for Velacris. Distributes quickly. Looking for D'Amico, and she wins the flick. Melger fighting now with Levine. Melger uses her body well. Throwing for the Dolphins at around midfield. Rodriguez plays it to Marr. Up to Melger. Melger fighting for it. She comes away from Levine. Melger. Looking for Radavini in behind, but once again, it goes all the way through to Roberts Wesleyan goalkeeper Nicolette Knopf, who, by the way, is the ECC reigning Defensive Player of the Week. So not only do the Red Hawks have a suffocating press and a strong defense, but a successful goalkeeper as well. They are putting together a very strong season. Ball forward from Marr. Cut out. Red Hawks looking to come forwards. Villacrest quick off her line. About 14 minutes left in this competition. Dolphins still trailing by a score of 1-0. And they're looking to get forwards, but they just cannot find a way towards the goal at the moment. Coker wins the header, but it falls to Johnston. Ciambella. Dixon. Wide for Northup. She's got space. One-on-one versus Uwe. Gets past her. Delivers the left-footed cross. It's low. Cut out by Albano, who plays it forwards. Redhawks defense cleans up. Pierce plays it down the middle. Sindoni was able to control, but eventually played out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins. Dolphins still fighting for a result here, and it would be huge building momentum for their upcoming schedule. Ball forwards here. Van Stralen looking for Melger, who's been taking up a position here kind of on the left wing. Very uncharacteristic for her, but she's recognizing the space and filling it. Referee calls the throw-in for Roberts Wesleyan. Home fans did not enjoy that call at all.
No, they did not.
Commenting on the quality of the referee's eyesight. Throw-in goes over the head of Choate. Here's Sindoni. Squeezes between two defenders. And now Ciambella has space. Ciambella driving. Ciambella steps on the ball and loses it. She had Northup wide, but didn't decide to play her. Radavini looking to use pace to get by Brescia. It's worked for a moment, but eventually loses the ball. Uh-oh. Marr losing the ball. Sindoni couldn't get a shot off because Albano intervened. What an important play that was. Rodriguez now has space. Tries to play D'Amico wide. Levine was there. And that's just been the story of this game on the ball for the Dolphins. Just every pass is just cut out or it's slightly off, and they just can't get the rhythm.
They're ready, though. They're ready for their break. That Dolphins team moved extremely fast as soon as the ball started moving towards the Red Hawks side of the field.
These attackers are just anxiously awaiting their moment to truly test Nicolette Knopf, since they haven't really done so. Still, according to our scoreboard, registered only a single shot on goal. Pierce plays the free kick forwards. That comes off of Northup, and it'll be a goal kick. I briefly mentioned the schedule going forwards for the Dolphins. Their next game will be visiting Pace University. After that, they will be again on the road against St. Thomas Aquinas, a potentially less formidable conference opponent. And then after that, they're home against Lincoln, and that's a game that they should win. So the schedule looking forwards is manageable, but if they were able to venture into that with a boost of a positive result against a team such as Roberts Wesleyan, the sky's the limit there, Tyler.
Yes, it is.
Rodriguez, did she win a free kick or commit a foul? It looks like they called her for a foul. So the Red Hawks will get a free kick in the attacking third and an opportunity to swing the ball in. And it looks like the ball will be played by Cassidy Pierce, the center back, which is interesting. They don't feel compelled to send the center backs forwards. Here's Pierce. Searching ball towards the back post. Taken down, shot towards the net is wide. When speaking about the importance of the game, Alex Mendolia said, any coach would tell you that this is an important matchup and a crucial game for the Dolphins to come away from with a result, but they really are in need of momentum, this Dolphins team, because like we mentioned, the schedule going forwards is relatively manageable, but this team has not won in over a month. Their last victory came against Felician on September 5th. And when you go that long without winning, it's difficult to maintain vigilant and maintain positivity in the locker room. And I'm not trying to say that the belief is not there, but it's difficult to over-exaggerate how much a win of any kind, of any nature, would galvanize this team, who haven't played poorly by any means. Poor touch from Albano. Might end up costing them. Fighting for the ball is Marr. Eventually, foul was called in favor of Marr against Abigail Sindoni, who's trying to do what she was doing in the first half to create chances for herself, which is just be physical with the center backs and make them uncomfortable. She's pretty good at that, Tyler.
Yeah, she's definitely doing her job well. Almost 5 minutes left in this half.
Albano looking for D'Amico, can't find her. Van Stralen touches it down. Kolka. Melger. Still Melger. Plays it back to Evola. Towards Van Stralen. This is good connective play by the Dolphins, but a poor touch from Van Stralen. Tears it all apart. Evola. Gives to Uwe, who has space. Uwe. Searching ball towards Kolka is not there. Bad giveaway there from Uwe.
Just seems like every pass they send does not go the way they want it to.
Ball in behind. Chasing that is Nevaeh Bunch. She keeps it in, but Albano able to get her body in front. Throw-in will be taken by Brescia. Into the feet of Bunch. Back to Brescia, crosses it in. Header was won by Choate, but it was relatively tame. Velakris will collect. 6 minutes left in this competition. Can the Dolphins generate a chance and potentially even capitalize on that chance before the game's over? It's been a while since CSI have threatened their opponent's goal. Marr trying to spray it wide. That pass goes out of bounds. Levine trying to throw to Choate in behind. Rodriguez gets a foot on it. Bit of a mess here. Marr will come away with it. And Rodriguez trying to play it forwards can only find an opponent. Sindoni plays it through. Here's Bunch. Shot right at Velakris. Rebound still in front of the goal. Cleared away halfway. Long shot here from Johnston, and Velakris collects.
She's had a lot of great saves today, Velakris.
Very important in keeping the Dolphins in this game, but it won't matter much if the Dolphins can't score. Kolka. Rodriguez. Dolphins got to get forwards. D'Amico. Couldn't get on it. And I can only imagine how frustrated D'Amico must feel right now. She's had very few opportunities to do anything. And when she has seen the ball, her touches let her down just a little bit. Substitution here for the Dolphins on the right side of their defense. Off comes Uwe, trying to see the number of her replacement. It's very difficult. Might be Castro. Here's Albano. 4 minutes left. Evola. Castro. Evola will switch the field. Marr, who's been caught in possession a few times, gets fouled once again, and she is just getting beat down on by the Red Hawks press. That time it was Choate. D'Amico just not shielding the ball, not getting that shout of man on. Chance here for Sindoni. Shot saved by Velacris again. Albano clears, but Sindoni with a chance to put the game to bed once and for all. But as has been the theme here for the Red Hawks' attempts on goal, just very central. And Velacris ready for it. Sindoni looking to turn, goes down, and that'll be a free kick for Roberts Wesleyan in a very dangerous position, Tyler.
Yeah, they've really been applying pressure. This is, I mean, of the games I've called, well, not called, but engineered, Dolphins have definitely scored. I don't think I've seen them scoreless yet. And I don't think they've lost by even 2 goals either in the whole season. So this free kick is definitely something that we don't want to see any good come from right now.
Levine swings it in. Albano tries to clear. Bouncing in the box. Albano gets the second attempt. And now the Dolphins can break. D'Amico gets pushed in the back on the header. It's a foul, and they look to play quick. Here's D'Amico. Ball was towards Radavini, but Pierce gets in the way. She looks for the quick ball. Velacris will be on that. Quick punt towards the sideline. That goes right out of bounds. Melger frustrated. Fans as well. 1:50 left. Can the Dolphins muster anything? Here's Albano. Van Stralen looking to turn. Does so. Does lose out eventually. Long shot here. Ella White, I think, just looking to keep the ball deep in Dolphins territory, keeping them away from the Red Hawks' goal. Marr. Back to Albano, and they've got to go. They've got no time to wait. Fans urging the home team to get forwards. Rodriguez to Melger. Melger turns. Shouts of forwards from Coach Mendolia. The ball does go forwards. Here's Melger. 1 minute remaining. And her pass is just off. Rodriguez couldn't get there before Choate. Ball's trickling wide. Northup gets on the end of it. Northup plays forwards. Good physicality from Albano. Shot was saved by Velacris. Still bouncing in the box. And the Red Hawks just, from very start to very finish, on top of the Dolphins. And I don't think the Dolphins are going to get another chance on net. Here's Choate. Choate delivers. Albano heads away. Still in the box. Castro wins the header. And the game is going to end this way, the way it's been from the start in the Dolphins' defensive third. Cross into the box. Choate scuffs the shot. And ladies and gentlemen, that will do it. A very, very frustrating game for the Dolphins at home. Their first loss here on the campus of the College of Staten Island. Game went exactly as Roberts Wesleyan designed it to go. Constant pressure, constantly putting the Dolphins in uncomfortable situations, and they just could not come out the other end of it. At the beginning of the second half, College of Staten Island was showing a little bit of enterprise, but at the end of the day, the suffocating press of the Red Hawks attack won out, and their goal early on, about 15 minutes into the first half, was enough to win them the game. We knew that the Red Hawks are a difficult defense to break down, only gave up 6 goals so far this season. Their defensive record continues to be the best in the conference. Dolphins dropped 2, 3, and 4 on the season, still have not won since September 5th. Their next game will be at Pace University, and then they will have 2 conference matchups against St. Thomas Aquinas and Lincoln. They will look forward to those games, hopefully better results in the future. Hope is not giving up on this team. They still have the potential to sneak into the playoffs, but they still have yet to win in the conference. So, difficulties for the Dolphins as they move along with their season. A victory for Roberts Wesleyan. They improved to 8-1-2. And we will see you when the Dolphins face off against Lincoln here at the College of Staten Island. I'm Aaron Cohen, joined by Tyler Clark. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.